Hello, my name is IIse Agapito from Yakima, Washington, and I am an alumni recipient from WAEF. I started back in 2018 and recently graduated with my bachelor's in 2022. And I majored into interior design, and now post-graduation I'm working at this amazing architecture firm called IIse Architects, located here in the Spokane office. Position here at IIse, DWA, is an intern architect / interior design, so I am getting to learn both of the architecture and interior design aspect. When I first heard about WAEF, it was back in high school around I believe it was 2017. I was a junior, and one of my closest now mentor, her name is Maria Ureña. She is part of, I believe she's the director or associate of the College Success Foundation, CSF, and it was an organization that really helped a lot of us students learn about to learn more about the university and post-secondary school. So it was through her that I was able to learn more about scholarships, and she was the one who introduced me to WAEF and how to apply and get all the applications and statements ready for it. My experience as a WAEF scholarship recipient was really great, really amazing. I feel like I learned a lot and didn't expect to receive such support from an organization like WAEF in comparison to, for instance, my colleagues who received scholarships from other places. I don't quite remember their organizations, but I saw the difference between the way they were treated, how she went through the process and the way I went through the process. And for me, it was really great. I really enjoyed learning so much in terms with like going into the workshops or going to luncheons and doing all these several events. It was very different, but I really liked it. It was a good experience for me personally. I think the main one was definitely the time management one and personal finance, because during that time, I, of course, transitioned from being a high school student into a college student, and it was a lot of things that I wasn't really sure of how to manage and how to do. I knew that I'm like, okay, well, if I could do, it was simple things in terms with scheduling, but I wasn't really able to commit to them. But it was through the workshop where I actually learned how to properly do it and how I can apply that to not only school but for personal things as well. But yes, and then in terms with personal finance, that really helped me understand more of how I should be spending my money and how like what's more important, like the necessities over the wants and needs. The luncheon itself, what I would say was, it felt a little surreal because I didn't think that this was something that would have happened to me. And then I got to also see so many other students and other alumni that it made me I know that I remember being really happy and thinking like this is amazing, and I didn't even know that this was such a thing. The impact that the scholarship had in me was, it was life-changing, I will say. So I remember when I first started applying, I wasn't really sure if I would really get one, and I knew that the benefits of it from like at least what my teachers were telling me, that I'm like, well, it doesn't hurt to apply, just try, attempt. And so I would, and when I heard back from WAEF, it just felt like a blessing, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like this actually happened and I actually received one. And when I told my parents and my mom, her reaction she just started crying. I do remember that. She was crying and she was just like, thank God and thank for your hard work and for these people that are going to be able to help you, because that money definitely did help when I was in school. I know that there was times where I would have definitely been having to pay out of pocket if it weren't for you guys, and it was something that I was willing to figure out and do, and I knew that I was prepared for it. But when I received my financial aid and when I saw my summary, it stated that I would be okay for the academic year, it did feel like a weight off my shoulders, and I could breathe, because I know that during that time even my parents were struggling to financially be able to support me, and not only me but my brother was also studying, so there was two people that they had to manage. And I knew that I'm like, well, if we need the money, I'll look for a job, I'll do anything, I'll be able to help my parents so that they wouldn't feel that stress and burden. But I've been blessed and very grateful that I was able to receive this scholarship for all 4 years, freshman through senior year. And each time it was an amount that, that it did support me too, where even if it didn't go through all full tuition and fees, that money was used for books, it was used for transportation, for food. Yes, my parents did know, because of their agricultural background, that's how I was able to be able to apply and qualify for the scholarship. When I saw that acceptance letter and when I actually went into WSU, or when I first started school, is when it really hit me that I'm like, I can actually do this. Like this is, that I can complete this. When I went in and then I started learning more, it also encouraged me to further keep going, and I think that's why I also wanted to continue to pursue my higher education, because I know that it is such a blessing to have, and I know that not a lot of people want to continue. Like, I know some of my peers would tell me, no, they just want to finish and just go, but I don't know, there's something about it that I'm like, well, the opportunity's there, I kind of want to aim and go, and I applied, and I know that's why I continued with my master's, because of both the support of my parents, and also I think just the support that WAEF had given me. Those care packages were reminders. I'm like, you got this, and you can do it, and you should continue. And those came out at the right time too, whenever it would be like finals or midterms. I want to thank the donors and all the services that they have provided for me and during my experience. And I would also like to advocate to continue to be part of WAEF and continue to sponsor, because it really does provide such a great impact that maybe we're in closed doors and closed blinds you're not able to see, but in the other side, as someone who recently just graduated and who was in that side not a while ago, it has definitely been such a blessing and I'm grateful, because it was something that I didn't even think that was possible. Especially I wasn't even aware that WAEF was one of the organizations that does renewal scholarships, and and I know that my experience and the experience of my other peers were very different. Now, as a post-alumni, postgraduate, I myself have seen the impact of how this organization allows growth for an individual, not only through education, but also like personal skills and growth through other characteristics that I personally want to also get involved and be part of WAEF's organization by volunteer. And even if it's possible, I'd like to be part of the committee too. I think that'd be really great, because I know that now coming at the other end of the line, I see such great growth, and I want to be able to be there and support someone the way that other people were there for me.